Hi, this is Roy Neiswanger again from MollyPixel.com. Here before you on my workbench is my Canon EOS 30D. Pretty much tore all the way down. Around mid-November I went on a business trip to San Diego, and after just the first 20 minutes or so of shooting, I received an error 99 on the LCD, and no matter which lens I put on it, pretty much the shutter would stick, or something was going on with the shutter or the shutter mechanism, so I couldn't fix that. This is the faulty shutter, and here is the replacement shutter from Canon. That was a $40 part. Okay, here's a closer look at the shutter assemblies here. Again, this is the bad shutter here. First thing I want to note to everyone, and I even have the exploded parts diagram from Canon. This ribbon cable here for the micro drive motors, notice that it's not on the replacement shutter, nor was there a replacement part for the ribbon cable, so I'm going to have to desolder these 6 landings and move this ribbon cable to the new shutter assembly. Okay, here I am prepped to desolder this ribbon cable. A couple of things you want here is a good soldering iron. I've got a 40 watt with a good tip, fine tip on it. Soldering flux. I use this, of course, a little bit of solder so that you can make that heat bridge, get the tip ready. What I'm going to extract the solder with on this ribbon cable is copper braid. What I end up doing is I put a little bit of flux on each of the landings, get a heat bridge with the soldering iron, lay this on, and just hit it with the soldering iron, and it should wick it all up, and I should be able to get that ribbon cable off. Let's give it a shot. So much fun. It's going to be a blast putting it on the new one. Alright, come on, just a couple more. Come on now. Okay, the ribbon cable's off. I want to share with you real quick here, horsehair cleaning brush. We used to call them acid brushes in the Navy. What I end up doing is I take scissors and I cut 2/3 of the hair off so it's real short and stiff, and then isopropyl alcohol. But this cleans up the circuit board and the landings real well, gets all that flux up. It looks like it's clean, it's intact. So next step now is to land it on the new one, which will be a lot of fun because I have to protect the shutter here. This melamine or whatever paper-like curtains here, if a piece of solder dropped in that, that's all she wrote, $40 down the drain. Okay, I'm ready to resolder the ribbon cable on the new assembly, new shutter assembly. Duct tape over to protect the shutter, and lined up the landings, put some flux underneath each landing. There's no real way to bench test this for continuity, so I'm just going to have to keep my fingers crossed. Hope that this works after I reassemble the camera. Okay, just want to touch on a few points here before I put the shutter in. First of all, this bad boy right here is the capacitor for the internal flash, or the pop-up flash rather. So you want to be careful with this assembly right over here. There are the 2 terminals up here. Also, just want to point out too, this is the female end of the tripod screw hole for the camera. One of these screws, I think it was this one here, was actually missing when I disassembled the camera. I found this screw attached to this DC motor. It was attached to the DC motor because it's become magnetized. So the first step here now is to seat in the shutter assembly. Okay, the shutter assembly is installed back in, the new one. 2 silver screws, one here and one here. Ribbon cable is fed through to a front circuit board where it's terminated and clipped in. Looking closely here, here's the ribbon cable for the shutter assembly, and it attaches right here to this landing and that clamp. I just wanted to also let everyone know that I ordered a release switch, which is the shutter button, actually, the one that you press with your finger. And this new one here, I will replace the old one because this is one of the high failure components with these cameras. I'm going to do that next. Okay, well, forget about replacing the shutter release button switch because it's soldered here on this ribbon cable. So what I did, based on a couple of tutorials on YouTube with these shutter buttons getting dirty and then having to clean them, and I disassembled the switch, and I'm going to replace, this is the new switch and the new guts. This is the old switch here, and basically two metal washers and then a melamine insulator on the top. So they're kind of dome shaped like this, and there's two of them pancaked on top of each other with the melamine covering it. So then whenever you press down on the switch, it collapses those washers and it makes contact with the contacts inside here. Okay, after probably a solid hour and a half working or more, I'm probably about halfway through the build process, and I must say I did a horrible job documenting the removal and disassembly, but it's coming together slowly but surely. Okay, so it's all back together after probably 8 hours of work to disassemble it and to reassemble it, and $50 for repair parts. We're ready to test it out. Turns on, got a menu. Let's go ahead and take a shot. Fail. Basically, it doesn't work, so I failed at this particular repair. Still get an error 99. Something's going on with the mirror and or shutter. So it's frustrating, definitely frustrating. Again, 8 hours, $50. I'm going to go ahead and post this. You know, everything you do, you try to do the best you can, but in this case, just want to share this failure with you guys because $300 probably would have been the right route to go. I don't really have the time or expertise to troubleshoot this camera. There is here on the main motherboard, right in this area, there's a debug port, so that's where Canon would hook it up, or authorized service technician.